the Santiago Bernabeu. Not that I agree necessarily with that, but it does mean that the eyes aren't focused so strongly on Atletico. Let's have a look at the Deportivo lineup. Costel, Pantilimon in goal. At the back, Juan Fran, Fabian Schär, Sidney and Luisinho. Going forward, two holding midfielders, Guilherme and Celso Borjas. The three supporting the lone striker, Federico Valverde, Fede Catabia and Zakaria Bakali. Going up front on his own. Striker on loan from Arsenal, Lucas Perez. 3 goals in his last 3 games. There are the 2 coaches. Cristobal going for the swept back look today in place of a fringe which he has sported in recent days. Referee this afternoon, Alfonso Javier Alvarez Izquierdo, 45 years of age now. I do say that in that voice because he will be coming close to the end of his refereeing career. He's been match official, a referee at this level since 2006. The Atletico de Madrid lineup, plenty of familiar faces here too, of course. Jan Oblak in goal. He plays behind a back four of Juan Fran, Stefan Savic, Diego Godin and Lucas Hernandez. In the midfield, Thomas Partey, Gabi, Augusto, Matias Fernandez and Saúl Iñiguez. The 2 men up top. Antoine Griezmann, who is stuttering somewhat in front of goal. Angel Correa, who doesn't seem to be, but really hasn't completed too many 90 minutes for Los Colchoneros so far this term. Depor having the huddle. And as I say, there really is an air of expectation around the ground here today. When Pepe Mel went, it seemed that it would be the answer that Depor were looking for, maybe a change of coach. The old adage, you can't change all the players, but even under Mel, Depor weren't in the worst possible position. Did have 2 wins to their name. They were outside of the bottom 3, but obviously that victory away against Las Palmas really boosted confidence, and Cristobal saying all the right things in the press conferences, not really focusing on Atletico, saying that he's not going to change his plans to cope with what the visitors here today have to offer. He has a system that he wants to play, and he wants Depor not to change in each game. They have to learn his way. Indeed, he needs to have success at the helm. Last season he won promotion with Depor's B team, as I say, Deportivo Fabril, as they are now known, up to the 3rd tier of Spanish football, the Segunda B, and they are top of that division. So he seemed a very appropriate man for the job as the first free kick of the afternoon is awarded. Thomas Partey tripped just inside the Atletico half by the backtracking Fede Valverde. It'd be interesting to see. We did have on the graphic there Depor lined up with a 4-2-3-1, but may well be more of a 4-3-3 with Cartabia and Bakali really pushing forward to help Lucas Hernandez and Guilherme, Federico Valverde and Celso Borjas across the midfielders. Sidney commits the foul on the 22-year-old Argentinian Angel Correa. I don't think Sidney thought there was too much in that, but it is a free kick, and all the build-up, including our preview show, there was all the talk that Atletico is susceptible to set pieces and crosses into the area. It is Atletico will have the first opportunity to put the ball in the box. Gabi lifting it up to the far post. Godin was looking to get on it, and Partey met the clearing header, but volleyed it well off target and away. Thomas Teye Partey, 24-year-old Ghana international, who's done extremely well since joining Atletico back in 2011 from Odometa Youth in his native Ghana. Catching that one with the right foot. Expectant looking Cristobal Paralo Aguilera, 50 years of age now. Formed part of Quique Sanchez Flores, even his coaching team when he was at Benfica. And a brief spell in charge of Girona. The offside flag is up. Cristobal, former defender himself. ensuring that the back four for Depor will be very well drilled indeed. They step up, look across, and you can tell by the lines on the field that one was most certainly offside. Correa just straying behind the Deportivo back line. Diego Simeone really changes his vision, his facial features I should say. I was just going to have a look at the kit that Pantilimon is wearing. Admittedly it is very different in one sense, the bright yellow, but maybe in a crowd it'll be difficult for players to look up and see who's who, with Atletico wearing their third strip of all yellow as the cross is attempted from the right by Fede Valverde. Well worked, and the Riazor, which means full, it holds just under 33,000 fans still making their way into the ground, but given the way the team has struggled in not just this season but also in recent seasons, even a visit of Atletico hasn't attracted a full house for this 4:15 kickoff here on the Saturday. Afternoon. Corner will be taken, a bit of jostling in the middle. Juan Fran not looking too happy as that's lifted right into the centre. The first opportunity for Depor. From a set piece to test Atletico's rear guard in the air. Celso Borges, of course, getting two headers last week ago against Las Palmas, and so many. More goals from Atletico would ensure that they would be higher or closer, one would suspect, to the top two. They went into this game 7 points behind Valencia after their win in the previous encounter. The second, of course, of match day 11 in La Liga Santander, with Osche beating Leganés by 3-0. Barca, who are 8 points clear of Atletico, playing Sevilla this weekend as Lucas Perez does battle with Stefan Savic, does exceptionally well there to win it, but the ball forward is not executed well enough and straight through to Jan Oblak. Some whistles, but no foul, said the referee. It was travelled across to Galicia from Barcelona. Electro inspector by trade. Wide to this near side. Saul winning it in the air, but it's nodded up, and Spain international will try and take aim left-footed. Not really enough space, had the defender in front of him. No real angle. Maybe if he tried to curl it with the instep, it might have caused Pantilimon more problems, but as it is, the 6'8" keeper, 2 metres 3. He stands out on loan from Watford. Here's Gabby just lifting his team. Los Colchoneros captain, now wide to this near side for Celso Borges Mora, Costa Rica international. Pokes it into the centre behind Lucas Perez and comes through to Juan Fran. Saul Iñiguez trying to turn away. It's good battling though. Depor applying the pressure and eventually winning it back. Doing exceptionally well there, and that's gained the support of the home fans, but they've given it away almost immediately. Well, it's all very well winning it back, but they have to keep the possession as the tackle goes in from Luisinho on Griezmann, and then a foul on the far side. Juan Fran clatting in to Guilherme. Zakaria Bakali rather, have to keep the glass as a quick wipe, it is quite clearly the Belgium international. Another player in the Depor ranks on loan this season, Bakali, joining the home side here in the summer from Valencia. Creating a good atmosphere, the fans behind that goal, but they always do, come rain or shine. Carry on singing even when Depor aren't even playing well or securing results, even when they were 4-1 down here against Las Palmas, they were still singing in the Copa del Rey. Gabi with a glorious ball through, but Juan Fran going too early. Made it easy enough for the lines and on that far side to raise the flag. An autumnal feel all across the Iberian Peninsula, and in particular here in Galicia, drizzling before kick-off. As you can see from Diego Simeone's attire, coat weather in the main. A number of fans around us just opting for sweaters or sweatshirts. Pantilimon will take the goal kick away to our left, lifted up into the opposition half. So Borjas was underneath it, beaten in the air by France international. That's good skills from the other Juan Fran, of course. Both right backs on display today called Juan Fran, and Griezmann receives an early yellow card, and a wry smile on his face, but I think he knows he caught the player late there. Juan Francisco Moreno Fuertes. There, yeah, that's a strong tackle. Last one that Griezmann will be able to make of that nature. 26 years of age now, and if the cliche is anything to go by, coming into his prime, Antoine Griezmann. Whether he stays with Atletico, as we mentioned in the preview show, and as the media has been talking about, Atletico will have a large number of strikers available to them once Diego Costa is able to play in the January transfer window. And when that reopens, of course, Fernando Torres mooting the fact that he may well move on. And there's a great ball down the line. Bakali into the area, takes the shot, deflected away off the legs of Diego Godin and behind. Good interplay though from Depor to open up the Atletico defence. Corner to the home side. Lucas Perez, the main striker, will take it. Right arm raised. The movement begins. Oblak's not going to come that far. Partey sees it drop behind him. Sydney's still trying to get it back across. Thumps it right over to that far side where Luisinho will to put it back into the area. Here is Griezmann. Griezmann now the player who is fouled. I misidentified Bakali for the second time in the game. It was he who put the cross back in, of course. Luisinho waiting back on the line. Here's the free kick. Griezmann just drawing Fede Cartabia. Simeone baying for a card. Usually cards are given in the midfield area, of course, when players are attacking and facing the opposition goal and they are clipped down. On that occasion, Griezmann had turned back to face his own goal, whether that had an influence on Mr. Alvarez Izquierda, but no booking for Depor's Argentinian midfielder. Another free kick for the visitors, however. Again, Gabi not really putting the ball into the air with too much conviction. Savic doing well to steer Lucas Perez away before finding Gabi once more. One aspect of Atletico's play this season seems to be a slight lack of urgency in the midfield. The runs are being made by the strikers, but just hold the ball up slightly longer than perhaps they did previous years. Juan Fran there with a bit of miscontrol. Saul going very forcefully. Moves the fullback aside and wins Atletico the throw-in. Griezmann to Saul now. Plays it back to Lucas Hernandez. Playing that left back in place of the injured Felipe Luis. Coque, of course, the free kick maestro for Atletico missing today. Ball played for Celso Borges, looking down the line. Savage will get there, clears it away. Lucas Perez looks up and says, yep, right idea, but I was on the wrong side of the defender. Here's Fabian Schär. Just got away with one there, but it's back at the feet of Pantilimon, Romanian international. Telling his players to get forward and having to concentrate himself as Atletico began to close in. Caldini and Savage between them get it back to Oblak and build the diagonal balls across. Saul controls well on the chest. Fede Cartabia battling away to try and win it back off him. Lucas Hernandez returns it into the midfield to Augusto Fernandez. Sydney with the header down and Schär plays it across to Luisinho. Luisinho looks to play it into the channel. No foul, says the referee. Ranulfo Bakali. Definitely is Bakali this time. And he's shaking his head. Doesn't think that was a fair collision over on that far side, but Depor do look a lot more positive than they have done in previous league encounters. They're now ousted. Let's go building again. Lucas Hernandez with the overlap. Held up by Augusto in the midfield. Saul turns back and Depor employing an Atletico-esque system, the 4-4-2. Two banks of four, saying to their visitors, well, if you're going to play through the midfield, you're going to have to get round us. There it is, one back and one back well now. Fede Cartabia just didn't have the outlet to try and play it forward and was held up. Good tackle down the line for Griezmann, and across comes Schär and knocks it out of play on this near side. Antoine Griezmann, of course, linked to Manchester United in the summer, with Atletico not able to bring players in that they could actually play due to their transfer ban. He did say he felt it would be unfair of him to consider leaving after everything Atletico have done for him. Savage looks to clip it up and over and does ever so well. Saul into the area but just couldn't get past Schär. Now Juanfran plays it forward and wins. Throw for Atletico, or for Depor rather, off the legs of Augusto. Atletico looking to box Depor in. They will be looking for that first goal. Last time they were here in this part of the world, Atletico, they won 1-0 against Celta de Vigo. Really didn't have too many chances in that game a couple of weeks ago. Pantilimon yet to make a save, but then again so too has Jan Oblak. No doubt Cristobal wanted his side to come out and just keep Atletico at bay for the opening 20 minutes or so before they start trying to move forward. Laid back for Augusto, he's always shaping the shoot. Comfortable enough in the end for Celso Borges to close down. Well played by Bakali. Gets away from one as Thomas Partey for company plays it out wide to that far side, but it's played all the way back and allows Atletico to bring themselves behind the ball. Luisinho edging down the left flank, is doing exceptionally well before being brought down. This time Juanfran does concede the free kick. Fantastic run from Luis Carlos Correa Pinto, 32-year-old Portugal fullback. Never recognised by his country at international level, Luisinho. That was quite clearly a foul, both legs across him. Great run, now it's switched across to this right flank, and it's Atletico's turn to sit back and try and apply the pressure and defend in numbers. Schär decided he didn't have any options, back to Pantilimon. Up it goes. Whether Depor's plan is to pick up the second ball from these headers, but haven't really had much luck in these opening few minutes in doing that. They do win it back with Lucas Perez, who tried to do what is often known as a Zidane turn, but in doing so bundled into his opponent, caught Gabi, so free kick conceded, a few whistles, but got a feeling Mr. Alvarez Izquierdo had a point. Yeah, maybe the arm just hitting Gabi. Went down rather theatrically. The open mouth and the shout, and down he went and then straight back up after realising it was nowhere near as serious as it may first have seemed. Got in with that high diagonal pass, Partey going in for the challenge, knocking Luisinho over. Goal kick. Just calming the waters there, the referee making his way into that far corner. Luisinho sporting something of a hipstery beard. Seems to be getting, well, as of course it would, I was going to say getting longer and longer, but it doesn't cut it, that's what will happen. But Depor out wide, Bakali taking on Juanfran, looking for the shot, and then guiding the effort well wide of Black, realising as soon as it was hit that he wasn't going to have to be called into action there, but Bakali looking extremely lively over on that far side. More so than Fede Cartabia down this right flank, but perhaps Juanfran has been picked out by Cristobal as a player that can be taken on at speed. Realising there though, the former PSV player, 21 years of age, Zakaria Bakali. Now I said not much coming down the right. Here is Fede Cartabia pulling it down the right, but his ball in is cleared out by Thomas Partey. Juanfran picks it up under pressure from Griezmann. A shout from the crowd to warn the fullback, 29 years of age. Juanfran, another player who had time at Vicarage Road with Watford. Spent last season, in fact the last 2 seasons, on loan here at Depor before joining them permanently in the summer on a free transfer. The Pantilimons move will become permanent. Remains to be seen. Luisinho again looking down the channel. Juanfran allows it to run. And Savic hears the shout from Black. It goes through. The last time that Depor beat Atletico, either home or away, 21st of November 2009. Sergio Aguero putting Los Colchoneros into the lead here in Riazor, but Colotto equalised before Andres Guardado secured the win with a 90th minute penalty. 1 win in their last 18 for Depor against Atletico. As Correa wins a penalty. Wins a corner. Still reflecting on Guardado's penalty 8 years ago. It is a corner to the away team. It will be Griezmann who comes across to take it. Prior to that run of 1 win in 18 for Depor. 7 in their previous 11 before that, but the arrival of Diego Simeone soon after that last victory for Depor saw the Galicians embark on this winless run against their visitors here today. Another huge ball upfield. Lucas Perez, no intention of winning it, but Fede Cartabia does ever so well. That's going to be a foul, no doubt about it. Looked like he might win the ball, but Stefan Savic has his name taken by the referee. That will infuriate Diego Simeone after he was balling for a free kick, and indeed, or a yellow card rather, to be given to Fede Cartabia himself for his foul on Griezmann earlier in the game. But Savic goes into the book, the 26-year-old Montenegro international. Yeah, quite clearly. Cartabia cleverly just nudging it ahead, probably seeing in his peripheral vision the sliding figure of Savic, knowing that he'd win a dangerous free kick, and I wouldn't bet against Lucas Perez going directly for goal from here. I think Black is aware of that too. But, as we've highlighted, Atletico in the air are not the same Atletico in the air as they used to be. So maybe just clipping this one up might do the job. Plays it to Fede Cartabia. Goes across and the shot comes in. Way off target, up and over the bar. Kelly completely unmarked on the edge of the area. 4, eventually 3 perhaps, trying to close him down. It is a goal kick to Atletico. Black taking his time. All the talk in the build-up from the Depor camp was how difficult they knew this game would be, but as I say, they are going to change their ways and are going to come out and play for the win as that ball was put into the air. Griezmann stretched out a leg, couldn't reach it. I was going to say, Depor perhaps would have taken a point before this game, but maybe in these opening stages they can see real possibilities here, or at least scoring one against Atletico. The efforts they've had so far have been from distance, however. It will take something special from distance to beat Jan Oblak. Trying to stretch the play. As we can see, the high balls forward with only Lucas Perez up there. If he can bring it under, then great, but otherwise it becomes percentage football, and then it comes down to whether Depor can win those second balls once the Atletico defenders have headed it back into midfield. I think that is what Cristobal is aiming for, including the high balls up from Pantilimon, and indeed the balls into the channels. That one played to feet, not controlled by Fede Cartabia. Lucas taking the throw, and now back at the feet of Diego Godin. Ball across to this near side. Saul nods it on, picks it up again after the touch from Griezmann, then asks an awful lot of the striker. 5 seasons with Real Sociedad's first team, of course, after coming up through their youth ranks, joined them from his hometown club of Massonnet. His native France, Antoine Griezmann, and now seen as one of Europe's top strikers, but hasn't scored a goal in the league, in fact in any competition, since the end of September. But Diego Simeone has absolutely no thoughts of dropping the out-of-sorts striker. Knows full well that forwards can go through these moments. That's glorious control from Saul, not such glorious defending from Juanfran, who completely misjudged the flight of that ball. Lucas Hernandez turns it back in now, perhaps an opportunity for Griezmann, but just the outstretched leg of Cher, and then Pantilimon comes to the rescue to clear things up, and again that ball upfield, trying to catch Atletico. Having pushed up, Lucas Perez not able to control, Savic knocks it into midfield, and Gabi will start the wave of yellow shirts coming back towards the Depor penalty area. Gabi clips it up and over. Juanfran stays onside despite the appeals, plays it back into Correa. He's turning away, Sydney stays with him, and Sydney is the obstacle that can't be got round, and so it's a corner down the right flank for Atletico now. Already being put through his paces, the youngster Edu Exposito there. Yeah, that Cristobal knows extremely well from his B team days and has included in each of his 3 squads thus far. In fact, he started in the Copa del Rey game against Las Palmas, Edu Exposito, and didn't look out of place despite a very, very lacklustre performance from Depor in that one. Cristobal, of course, now having more and more time to work with his players and have even more time over the international break. It means we don't have any La Liga Santander next weekend. Thankfully, though, it is the last international break until well into the new year. Only the Christmas break sees the Spanish, well, all the Spanish divisions, of course, take a break in the end of December. Cher winning it, referee allowing it to go on. It's very, very well played by Guilherme in the midfield, out wide to Fede Cartabia. Allows Atletico players to overtake him, then turns away from 2 more. Once again, great footwork down the line. Celso Borjas will get there before Godin. Godin just puts the foot in. Quite why he's appealing for that coming off a Depor player. It clearly didn't, and it is a throw-in to the home side, away down to our right. It will be taken by Juanfran, 29 years of age, a former Real Madrid player. Moves around in his younger days. Getafe B, Real B, Real Madrid B. Wins a corner off the legs of Lucas Hernandez. Also had a couple of seasons with Real Betis. Won one season actually playing for the Verde Blanco, because during one of those 2 years he was loaned to Depor. 3 seasons he's had on loan to Depor. This is his first permanent one. Lucas Perez back down the line now. Fede Cartabia can way up the cross. It comes into the far post. Thomas Partey wins it. Pulled down by Bakali, but his shot cannons off Agosto and away to the far side for a throw. Depor again grouping in their own penalty areas. Luisinho prepares for the throw. Bakali drops right back rather than looking to help, and it is he who receives the ball. Back to Sydney, across to Cher. Almost Sonny and Cher at the back, but still we have Sydney and Cher holding the back line of Deportivo together. Depor fans find their voice at top volume once again as Lucas prepares. 2 Juanfrans and 2 Lucases on the field. Agosto challenged, and Diego Simeone will not like that. The fact that his midfielder allowed Fede Cartabia to get back at him and indeed lose the possession. Luisinho turning away from Partey. Juanfran goes in, picked up by Bakali, charging towards the air, but his distribution just lets him down at the last. And now Saul moving into midfield, whether he was waiting for contact or not. And here was a complicated route out. And the tackle went in, and it's back with Oblak. Last season, Depor really did struggle. Stayed up very late on, or assured themselves of staying up very late on. They finished in 16th position with only 36 points to their name, just 8 wins. Constantly flirted with relegation and 4 straight defeats in February. Saw Classica Garitano removed from his position, replaced by Pepe Mel. Left it late to secure a 4th consecutive season in La Primera. Finished 2 places and 5 points above Sporting de Gijón. Alpha Atletico. Another season of whats and maybes, or ifs and maybes perhaps, rather than whats. Saul taking a shot from outside the area. Way off target, Pantilimon, much like Oblak earlier in the game, watching that without any real concern. Had a look up, adjusted his feet, and then got his angles all wrong. Did Saul Iñiguez Esclapez. Only 22 years of age, and don't say it too loudly, but Real Madrid losing out on his services after he spent a couple of years at La Fabrica as a very, very young up-and-coming midfielder, Saul. Lucas Hernandez, the French-born, Marseille-born fullback, taking the throw. Correa getting a second bite of the cherry and trying to squeeze it past Sydney to find Griezmann. The Brazilian's long leg just rescuing the situation. This is good play down that left flank once again. Bakali allowed to run. Agosto coming back from midfield in the absence of Juanfran, who does now try and hold the ball up, play back into midfield, and the low shot, but again just the shooting from both sides is wayward to say the least. That one from Guilherme dos Santos Torres. Well wide of the mark, and Atletico will be happy if they're going to take shots from that distance. Depor just unable to wrap his foot round it. Nod on. Agosto jumping in the midfield with Guilherme. Unable to control there was Fede Valverde, but he wins it back now. Lucas Perez picks it up. Hasn't really had an awful lot of service in the centre, Lucas Perez, in these opening 31 minutes or so. Now out wide, looking to help Bakali on that left flank, and then plays it in. That's a glorious ball, but that touch is just too heavy. I think he was in 2 minds whether to shoot or take the touch to go round the defender. Got a knock in trying to do so. Glorious ball from Lucas Perez though. Then just inadvertently, I think, took the touch and The chance went away with it, but what a great pass from Lucas Perez Martinez, 29 years of age, now back at Depor. Spent the 15-16 campaign, of course, here, having signed for Depor after a loan season from PAOK in Greece. Somehow Arsene Wenger thought the striker may well be able to help Arsenal out. Well, it is Fede Cartabia who's telling Alvarez Izquierdo perhaps another card should have been handed out, but 45-year-old referee, a very, very experienced campaigner, saying no. Gotta say that's quite dramatic from Cartabia, how much contact there was. Two bookings thus far for Atletico in the shape of Antoine Griezmann, a very early yellow card for him, and Stefan Savic also booked for a foul on Cartabia in actual fact. I won't say it every time Depor get a free kick or a corner, but it may well be a very good way for them to cause Atletico problems in the air. Down the line, Sydney suddenly cropping up in the right wing position and looking to take men on, and he's gone past Lucas Hernandez twice, goes over in the area. My home fans really felt that was an unlawful challenge. Not so the referee though. Atletico clear their lines, but Depor still have possession. Guilherme and Fede Valverde interchanging passes, now out wide to Juanfran. Here is Fede Cartabia. Juanfran not really on the overlap. Cartabia keeps going now, lays it out to the fullback, leaves him an awful lot to do, played into the area, cleared away by Diego Godin for a throw. Very good pressure indeed this from Depor. They have to perhaps create a real chance at the end of some of this full momentum if they are going to cause Atletico problems. Here is Bakali with Thomas Partey for company. Partey gets the foot in and then recovers the ball. Didn't have enough on it to roll out for a throw. Gabi forward to Griezmann, glorious 1-2 in there. He's taken out two there and played it back to Savic, who moves it on to Augusto Fernandez. Into the feet of Saul, a real crunch of a challenge from Correa. Fede Cartabia getting away from Augusto now down the right-hand flank. Once again, I commented quite a few minutes ago that Depor hadn't really used this right flank, but they certainly have now. Fede Cartabia looking very, very lively indeed as Cher, of all players, gets forward from the central defensive position, taking inspiration from Sydney. Correa again caught in possession, second time in succession. Down the line from Cartabia. Juanfran, this time the cross has to be better, and again same result. Godin reading it. Cartabia keeps it in, great play. Juanfran tried to go down the line. Cross from Guilherme. Luisinho has Bakali outside of it. Luisinho turns away and takes aim up and over the bar. Glorious though from Depor. They really are taking the game to Atletico in this one. See why there was a renewed sense of optimism. Cristobal so worked wonders with Depor's B team, looking like he's translating that to the first team. Here's Sydney twisting and turning. There's the challenge. Oof, dear, oh dear. Sydney having a couple of looks up. Do like a football cliche now and then, and seeing them given for less is certainly appropriate. Look at that. Didn't touch the ball, did he, Lucas Hernandez? Certainly touched Sydney. No penalty given. It remains Deportivo 0, Atletico 0. 9 minutes of the opening 45 remaining here in Riazor. Guilherme being told to get up. The referee then doing Depor a huge favour. Wasn't looking at the ball, so Augusto can't really blame the matchday official. Augusto saying you've got to watch the game. But tried to pass it through the referee, was telling Guilherme no free kick was going to be awarded there. Now Cartabia becoming the real focal point for the visit, for the home side rather. Diego Simeone telling Saul, come on, and then calm down, everybody calm down. Quite what the message is from the Atletico bench. Too sure. There was a short interview with Germán Burgos, Mono Burgos, the former Atleti goalkeeper, of course, now assistant to Diego Simeone in the build-up show on La Liga TV, and wasn't entertaining any questions about Atletico's recent form. As I say, 6 draws in their last 7. Probably wouldn't have got very good odds before kick-off on this game ending all square, one would suspect, as Celso Borges looks to come out to this right-hand side and involve himself in the game slightly more. Jan Oblak getting himself in all kinds of problems there. Gets away with it perhaps, but Lucas Perez, his pass back looking for Fede Cartabia, just overhit, wrong angle on. Jan Oblak may well complain to the lines, but he was in all sorts of problems. There's a tackle that I think may well bring a free kick, not so, no. Hungfran knocked over. He wasn't calling for a foul. Lucas Hernandez preparing to get on with it, just taking his time. Saul wanted it, for some reason he held it up there, Lucas. Starting adjusting his socks. Agosto into Thomas Partey, his first touch, trying to create space, but instead taking it to Bakali, who turns it out wide. Sydney to Luisinho, the ball forward, looking for Bakali once again, not accurate enough. Hungfran turns and he was fouled by a rather over-enthusiastic challenge by Luisinho. Hungfran, it's that hangdog look about him there. Jan Oblak losing sight of the ball. There was no real foul, maybe was just knocked by Lucas Perez, but looking at the linesman and complaining, probably wouldn't have made up for anything had Lucas Perez got hold of that and scored into the area. Godin rises, doesn't connect with it. Saul will bring it under control, squares up to Hungfran, instead of trying to take his man on, plays it all the way back to Agosto, and then puts it up and over. The Depor defence just stepping out very intelligently indeed. Torreira drawing the raising of the flag. Whistles ringing out around us, but that's because the referee came over to its near side to deal with an incident. And Germán Burgos has received his marching orders. I think he might have done. Simeone as well told to calm down by the 4th official. Simeone now explaining his displeasure with everything and exactly why he reacted like he did, as another free kick is conceded by Deportivo. Share went over. Both he and Saul on the ground. Take a look, a real collision, yeah, no intent, but the referee feeling that Share blocked Saul, and that one really did seem to hurt. And well, I said there were 2 Lucases on the field. Fabian Lucas Share, the Swiss international, formerly of FC Ville, Basel, as well as Hoffenheim. Depor paying €3 million for his services in the summer. Cristobal looking more suave than he certainly did in his first game here. Raul Albentosa being put through his paces. Does look like Share may well be okay though, which is good news for Deportivo. Gabi with his 3rd free kick in a similar situation. This time it's one in the middle, 2 Depor players jumping together there. Eventually it is hooked back out to the free kick taker. You can see the pressure being applied by Depor. Saul doing wonderfully well though to get away from that. Lucas tries to find him but can't squeeze it between all the Depor players in front of him. And there's a real 50-50 ball which Stefan Savic wins, but can only knock out for a throw-in just to the left of the Atletico dugout. Really is a much stronger performance from Deportivo. As I say, their start to the campaign saw their coach sacked, of course. They only won 3 games so far this term. 2 here and 1 away from home. 3 defeats so far in the league here this season. They did start against Real Madrid, however. 3-0 there on the opening day, and Real Sociedad, who started the season in phenomenal form, winning by 4 goals to 2. And the reverse, more surprising perhaps, coming just before. Cristobal was indeed stalled in place of Pepe Mel. 2-1 home defeat by Girona. That defeat may well looks about after Girona's win against Real Madrid last week, as Celso Borges tries to put it back into the area. Atletico enjoy the run of the ball though. Saul coming away with it. Correa has his pocket pick once more, played back into feet by Fede Valverde, and Depor pulling Atletico around, winning it back, rolling around very confidently. Bakali, I did say in the preview show, in the build up to this, that Depor's squad seems stronger on paper than their league position suggests. Maybe more than one team, of course, could say that, as Correa goes over, given a nudge by Cartabia. Get on with it, says the referee, and Atletico do exactly that as Griezmann picks it up, dropping back from playing off the last man. Thomas Partey, Juan Fran, dear, that's not a good pass, and Luisinho dove in somewhat dramatically to clear the ball, but it was always heading nearer to him than it was to the overlapping fullback, the pass. Trying to clip it out wide for the throw-in taker, Juan Fran. Saul rising at the far post, meeting the ball, but climbing all over Juan Fran in order to do so. So it will be a free kick to Deportivo La Coruña inside their own area. Not sure how much leverage. Gotta say, I just think he jumped higher, but there we are. The elbow's caught Juan Fran's head, so the referee said that was free kick worthy. So Pantilimon will again drill it up and over the halfway line, this time unmarked. That's one of the first times that Lucas Perez was able to bring a high ball under control. Lost out, but Depor win it back, as has been the way things have gone for Atletico in this opening half. Inside the last 30 seconds of the opening 45, will Depor have one more opportunity? Juan Fran taking his time over this throw. Takes it short to Celso Borges. And then can't get the crossover, just crowded out by sheer weight of numbers. So many yellow shirts in front of him. Thomas Partey just about gets it out wide, and Correa again gives up possession. And right on the 45-minute mark, Mr. Alfonso Javier Alvarez Izquierdo puts the whistle to his lips and blows for half-time, and you can hear the rapturous applause around us here at La Banca Riazor. Depor's first half performance, very, very encouraging indeed. Cristobal Parralo will indeed be much happier of the two coaches. As we leave you here